bilateral Genu Valgum of right side of femur thigh and femur tibia angle of 20 degree and left side of 18 degree in a 11-year-old boy without any functional limitation and without any associated deformity, most probably due to the idiopathic Genu Valgum.
What is the normal?
Normal angle in the physiological valgus is 7 degree in bilateral. It is the right side is 20 degree and the left side is 18 degree.
When it was noticed?
Sir, the parents noticed the history for the last 1 month. Before 1 month, the parents noticed that there is both the feet are, both the lower legs are going outward and noticed the deformity, so they come to the hospital. Before that, there is no complaint. Right now, he has no complaint. Only that the deformity. In the last only 1 month, they noticed that deformity.
Why do you call it idiopathic?
Sir, there is no associated any features of any associated metabolic conditions or any associated features of any congenital or any associated deformities also in our lower leg.
Which congenital condition will give you a Genu Valgum?
Sorry, congenital. Skeletal dysplasia.
Mike, sir.
Injury. Multiple head.
Any injury?
No, sir. There is no history of any injury. There is no any other treatment taken for the same.
Suppose this was a case of rickets. What would you like to check?
Sir, I like to say about the signs of the rickets. Like sir, there is a frontal gouging in the skull, soft ping pong skull, and a pot belly, rachitic rosary, and whitening of the epiphysis in the wrist, and there is no scoliosis. There is no history of any restlessness or any other muscle fatigue.
This problem is only since 1 month.
Sir, parents noticed that from last 1 month.
Before that,
no, there is no.
they did not notice. It
No,
may
it
be
may be there, sir, but there is no complaint, sir. Patient is right now he is able to walk, able to run. There is no any limitation, functional limitation, and the patient has no complaint, sir. Pain is there.
Age?
11-year-old, sir.
11 years.
What are the angles you have measured?
Sir, I measured the femur tibia angle. It is 20 degree on the right side and 18 degree on the left side. I measured the Q angle, sir. Q angle is 23 degree on the right side and 20 degree on the left side. I measured the thigh foot angle, this is neutral, and femoral anteversion is 15 degree bilateral, sir.
What about intervallar distance?
Internal distance is, sir, 9 centimeter. Distal femur, sir. Because I flexed both knee one by one. When I flex that knee and try to touch that knee to the ischial tuberosity, then the deformities disappear in both the sides. So it's because of if the deformity is there, it's because of the distal femur deformity.
Can you do it in the easier way?
Yes, sir. I can squat the patient.
Make him sit.
At the edge.
Stand in front.
Yeah, आगे से there is
What's the importance of the Q angle?
Sir, Q angle is a quadriceps angle. It suggests the pull vector of the quadriceps muscle. It is increased in a Genu Valgum cases. In a Genu Valgum, the Q angle is increased. That leads to strain on the more vector of the quadriceps function is increased.
Okay. Which other joint did you check?
Yes, sir, I examined the spine and the hip joint there is a free full range of movement in both the hip joint, and the spine is normal. There is no any deformity.
Did you check his foot?
There is I also checked the ankle and foot, sir, but there is there is a complete range of motion in present in the both.
Any flat foot?
No, sir, there is no flat foot. I examined for the flat foot also.
How did you check for flat foot?
So there is on inspection there is a medial arch is present. When I look from the side, and when I ask the patient to stand on the one leg, if there is a flat foot, there is a arch is appear, then it is a dynamic flat foot. So if there is if there is a exaggerated means there is increase in the arch of that medial arch. So but there is on standing there is a arch is present, and there is no exaggeration of the arch on that stand.
What is too many toes sign?
The too many close sign is seen from the back patient. If there is more than 2 or 3 toes are seen on the lateral aspect of the both the legs, it shows that too many toes are. It suggests you have excellent.
What is it?
External torsion of the tibia. There is high.
It is history of the supinated foot.
Pronated foot. Yes, pronated foot.
It indicates that the foot is
pronated and yes, sir.
So it's seen in the
Flat foot, yes. So most probably there is no functional limitation and there is no associated any symptoms of any systemic involvement. Most probably idiopathic bilateral Genu valgum.
How did you check for recurvative before?
On inspection,
Is there an associated recurvative with this patient?
no, there is no recurvatum, sir.
Did you check for it?
I on looking there is no any recurvatum, and on straight leg raising there is also not. So.
What's the legs together?
Okay.
So there is recurvative bottle.
So there is a posterior sag, posterior body.
And suppose this vein comes out or comes up on standing.
Yes.
Then how do you check for that? Lying down it is,
Lying down.
it is not appearing.
Yes.
But if it appears on standing, how do you know how you confirm for that?
It's right.
There is a we check for that. It is because of any ligamentous injury of posterior tibial sag. We can confirm by making the tibial tuberosity.
What is the plumb line?
Plumb line is making a plumb from the center of the occiput. Then we put that left down. If there is any deviation from that plumb line, it is going from the central furrow of the.
Do you use plumb line for measuring some distances in this type of case?
Yes, sir. We usually have
Do you have a plumb line?
I check with the measure test. I don't have plumb line.
Sir.
What will you do now?
Sir, I will do X-ray both the limbs, standing scanogram from hip, knee, and ankle together.
Blood investigations?
I can.
Give any guidance to the radiographer?
Yes, sir. Both the patella is facing forward to do that scanogram. Blood investigation, sir. I would like to see on calcium and vitamin D3 level for without any rickets. And I would like to further repeat the assessment. serum calcium and vitamin D.
Actual,
And phosphate, serum phosphorus.
there's something very important.
Alkaline phosphate.
What is the significance of alkaline phosphatase?
Bone specific alkaline phosphatase is raised in case of any skeletal pathology like dysplasia or any metabolic bone disease also.
Not in dysplasia. Not in dysplasia.
There is a large amount of bone turnover.
Yes.
When what are the conditions?
Osteogenesis imperfecta and metabolic bone disease.
No, not even in osteogenesis imperfecta. There also doesn't work.
Metabolic bone disease.
Alkaline phosphatase gets raised only when there is bone resorption happening.
Tumor.
So whether there is hyperparathyroidism or there is osteomalacia or rickets or Paget's disease, where it comes in thousands. So you have to know when it is elevated and why it is elevated.
Will you think of Paget's in this patient?
There is no any other deformity, and there is no other.
Not this age group, sir. It doesn't happen in this age group.
Any endocrine disorders could give them this kind of young. Sudden growth spurt. Nothing. Okay, in the X-rays.
Do you know what is difference between an orthorhonginogram and scanogram?
Sir, this is scanogram is taken different X-rays on hip, knee, and ankle, and we put in a single line. And in orthorhoninogram is taken by computerized. We create a single image of that all the X-rays.
Which one is taken standing? Which one is taken lying?
Standing, which is standing and standing.
Scanogram is taken standing.
And what instructions do you give?
Both the patella is facing.
Something about magnification.
Yes, point.
Read this exercise.
There are also right
There is a plain X-ray of both the knee, AP and a lateral view, showing skeletal immature patient, showing there is a slight increase in the medial joint space.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. I want to interrupt you before this exercise. The Genu Valgus, what deformity in the knee joint do you also see for?
Sir, for Genu Valgum, there is external torsion of the tibia.
Something in the knee joint.
There is lateral subluxation of the patella.
Yeah. Or a recurrent
Recurrent dislocation or left.
Did you do the apprehension test for it?
Yes, sir. May I do that apprehension?
Did it?
Q angle.
Q angle is available.
From the extension, I begin the flexion around 13 degrees of the flexion. Then I try to subluxate the patella. Medial to lateral, and if there is a recurrent, the patient
What are you going to see then?
patient response. There is a apprehension of
Now, what would be the response of this?
patient withdraw and take a push my hand away.
And if the patient is grimacing,
Sorry, the
if
patient.
the patient is grimacing, showing signs of pain, what does it
The
show?
facial expression.
What will that show?
There is a patient feeling the pain and patella going out, the subluxation there.
Something osteochondral defect in the patella and the surface can cause that. Did you check for iliotibial band tightness?
Yes, I checked by Oberstage, sir.
Demonstrate that.
It's एक कुर्सी में एक I examined the left side. I flex that knee to 90 degree, and then I abduct the knee to 40 degree and maximum extension of the hip joint, and then try to extend that knee.
You drop it.
If it is drop it, then it's normal. If the patient cannot adapt, or patient continue to keep it up, then it's a tightness of the IT contract.
Okay, now coming to that.
But the X-ray is not appropriate for the Genu Valgum deformity.
You don't say appropriate, it's inadequate.
Inadequate, yes. I just drag the medial joint line, increasing the space of the medial joint line. And you are also not taking scanning.
Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Something about the condyles. Are the femoral condyles normal?
Yes, sir.
Size of the femoral condyle?
Sir, it is better to do in the skyline view to check for that lateral condylar hypoplasia, not in a AP view. Not because it's rotation.
This is what is available. Will you comment?
In the left side, but most because it is after rotation also that looks like a small.
Okay, what are the radiological signs of rickets you see on this X-ray? Where will you see for those radiological signs?
Sir, on the physial line there is a cupping, splaying and fraying of the physis, and there is a Wimberger sign of there is in a younger child there is a round epiphysis is there, and there is a irregularity of the physial line.
What about scurvy?
Study also look for the epiphysis. We look for there is a falcon spur and periosteal hemorrhage and
What will you do with this?
I would like to there is a patient is asymptomatic. I would like to conserve the patient and serially observe the patient for any further aggravation of the deformity or any physiological correction of the deformity.
Base?
No, sir. Because there is a brace, normal brace is available, but it is more cumbersome for the patient, and it's 11-year-old only. So it become physiological. It is not going above that maturity age.
Has he had his adolescent growth spurt?
I asked the parents about that increase in height, sudden more increase, but there is a parents not saying it's a regular growth.
To wait for that adolescent
Adolescent,
growth spurt,
yes, sir.
and after that he will decide
Decide
whether
about
it will deform
Yes, sir.
or correct.
Yes.
As well as better.
Yeah, better presentation.
That time you can do it.
Mike, sir.
During the growth spurt, because up to there is 20.
Correction.
There is on the 7 to 8 years there is a normal valgus angle of 7 degrees attained. He is 11-year-old. So I would like to check for there any other further exaggeration of the deformity and
Why would you intervene like that?
only the valgus angle of
The right
around
side is more
13 after subtracting 7 degree of physiological valgus, the 13 and 10 degree. Not that much to do. And the patient has no any complaint or any functional limitation.
Do you think that you can take advantage of that still growth plate is there? Some
Guarded growth.
you want to stop the growth on the other side.
Sir, I would like to that
Stapling or something.
8 plates and
5 plate.
I would like to, just as a patient is coming for first time with me, I would like to further serially observe for around 1 year to if there is any further aggravation of the deformity is not. And if there is any on growth spurt is increasing the deformity, then I would like to intervene with stapling or guided growth.
I think it's short. Dr. Matthew, final words from you.
Will you give any foot supports for walking?
No, at this level of intermalleolar distance of 9 centimeters, this age group with hardly any changes, I would probably keep him under observation only.
Yes.
The cutoff for surgery is about 10 centimeter minimum intermalleolar distance. So he would just be kept under observation. You don't have to get vitamin D also. Just simple alkaline phosphatase level will guide you whether it has got any anomaly or not. Calcium and phosphorus estimation is required if you suspect that there is something anomalous in the phosphate level. Hypophosphatemia rickets. Then it becomes very important. By and large, they appear normal. But alkaline phosphatase is most sensitive and reliable as an index of abnormality in the deficiency of vitamin D or calcium. They present identically, whether it is calcium deficiency or vitamin, they present identically. And this level of intermalleolar distance, you wouldn't do anything, keep him under observation. Watch his height and watch the intermalleolar distance. Tell the parents to come back after 4 months. If the height is increasing, it should correct. If the height is increasing and it remains same, then also it should be okay. That means it is not increasing. So we are not worried. So chances are he should just settle without anything. There are no gross vitamin D deficiency changes in